we miss about childhood specifically
Yeah, I think
a while
so.
ago? Okay. So I tried to do some. My list is different. I know that.
Yeah, mine's different too. Mine's definitely different. Um, all right. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah, we up.
Okay.
Wait here. Check
Then
the.
yes.
I think it should be fine because it's going
Okay.
through OBS, but just check it just in case.
I hate this red collar on my shirt. It looks so stupid. I don't know why it's not just a plain white
It's
t-shirt.
like a little boy shirt.
I know. It is a little boy shirt. Like I got it at Gap for kids. All right, yeah, where audio's good.
Sweet. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Can start in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
It's good to be back on a Tuesday, Chris.
It is nice. It feels right.
Natural. It's feeling
Feels
natural.
right.
The fact that we got, got rid of Wise Wednesdays is it's a little rough, but we made up for it with the top 5 Tuesdays are back.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it makes more sense having like the 3 days in between as compared
Yeah.
to 2 days in between, especially now that like we're itching for stuff to talk about.
yes,
For start.
exactly. The Wednesdays they're getting way too long. That was just for this semester. Hopefully our schedules work out. We can keep it on Tuesdays again, but we got to do what we got to do. So we're getting right into it, and that was a stressful.
You a happy man?
I'm a happy man, but what a stressful way to end it. So
Was your life like crumbling before your eyes, or were you?
if
you
Jimmy
still
Butler
confident
made that
the whole
shot,
way?
I would have had to like call an ambulance. Like actually, and I would have to call off work. There's no way I would have been able to sit
No.
and just think about it all day. So that game. So all right, to point off, Celtics are in the NBA Finals. Let's just settle down and take a break for a second.
Mm-hmm.
My teams are back in the finals.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's been a long 3-4 years without seeing a team in the finals with a championship. It's really been hard. And I was thinking about it, and I was actually thinking about this a while ago. Like when once like they beat the Nets and like we're actually like taking the Bucks to something, and I started thinking, I was like, I'm just spoiled. I'm so spoiled.
Took you till now to realize that.
Well, I knew I was spoiled in football, but now it's like, damn, like I spoiled. And I don't know how else to say it besides I'm sorry. Like
Well, and if you really cared about baseball too, you'd really be spoiled.
yeah, because I remember watching that World Series and be like, oh, like yeah, cool, the Red Sox won and made, but it's not like I actually cared. It's not like it actually would have been.
And the Bruins have been to 3 cups in the last 10 years and won 1.
We've already discussed hockey though. That's far out of the element.
No.
So that's far. I'm not claiming lame to those at all. So
Okay.
that we can throw out. But the rest, it's just, hey, I don't know. It's just Boston sports. It's pretty, and it's a shame because let's look at the finals as a whole real quick before we talk about Game 7. Everyone's like, oh, like it's the 2 most toxic fan bases, which is true, but you could be mad that oh the Celtics and Warriors are in it, but when you look at the teams, like the individual teams, they're both homegrown teams that were built properly and built the proper way. So, like you can't be that mad. You could be mad that the fans are spoiled brats and are gonna complain on Twitter about everything, but like these are 2 worthy teams to make it. I feel.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's almost like it's either a hiccup in like the super team era or that way of building teams is over with, which I hope is true because I'd much rather see. And even last year's finals, like the Bucks and the Suns. I mean, the Suns had Chris Paul, but like that was a move that was made at the right time.
Yeah, and the same thing with
And the rest of it was homegrown.
the Bucks with Holiday. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, they didn't, but it's not like they traded for Kevin Durant, and
Right,
traded
yeah.
for or LeBron James. You're right. They're making these teams more, and it's because of the depth thing. It's like you always you trade everything for the star, and then you have nothing else around the two stars. So, like when you're looking at LA, when you're looking at basically any LeBron team that's ever been put together, they had to give up all these assets to get the teams together. And I wonder what would happen if just LeBron, just played with Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, Caruso for a couple more years and didn't have that whole let's trade for Anthony Davis rumors happen and just completely destroy their season.
Yeah, it's honestly an interesting what if. I think he'd go crazy because you wouldn't be able to deal with him for you wouldn't be able to be patient enough with him.
And it's funny, you look at that's why Steph Curry is a different superstar. That's why, because he had the 2 years of being bad, and part of it was him being injured. Yeah, he was injured, and he was injured for 1 year, and then the next year.
And the young guys that stepped in are like already good.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
really
they got really lucky with the pieces that they got. But let's rewind a little bit. Let's take it back to Game 7. And you mentioned earlier, we're talking about how it would have had the hospital, had to have gone to the hospital. Do you agree with that Jimmy Butler shot?
No, but at the same time, it's like he's Jimmy Butler, and you can't be too upset about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in the moment. It was like the moment where the Heat had like all the momentum, everything was going right. So I'm sure like it felt right at the time. I'm always the guy who's like, no, pull it back. Let's get to the last shot. But I have no real problem with it looking back on it.
If I was talking to my dad after he missed it, and I was like, look, if I've watched the Celtics team through in and throughout the goods and the bads. If Butler hits that shot, they're not winning the game. The Celtics. They just aren't. But when you could also think about it where he's getting every call, he's getting basically if anyone touches him while taking a shot, he's getting the call. And you can just drive straight to the basket and do what he's been doing all game. I think
that's a tough spot to make a call though as a referee, regardless of what's been going on the whole game. Like you see that with the pass interference in the NFL. At that point, like in a Game 7 with seconds to go, that's a tough spot to make a foul call.
That's true. That is true. And I think he could have gotten the basket, tied it up. And it's funny, you think about it, it's like if I'm Jimmy Butler, I hit that three and it's over. If I'm Jimmy Butler and I hit that layup, I got to damn play overtime. I already played 48 minutes.
Right.
So he probably just wanted, like, if I was him, I would have just wanted it to be over. It's like, look, we're just going to take it all on this shot, whether it works or it doesn't. That's probably what his mindset was.
Also, it's Jimmy Butler, and he basically put the team on his back in Game 6 and in Game 7. Even like have them in it at that moment. So it's like you can't fault him for doing anything.
No, you can't. There's no, and I don't think any of the Heat's fans are faulting him. It's just that it missed. Because think about it, if that goes in, they're in the championship, right? Or they're in the finals right now. So that is that really, like, the fact that they were even in. You're right, even involved. It was a double-digit lead going in, 3 minutes left, and the Celtics, they do not know how to hold on to a lead whatsoever. They just they forget how to play offense, and then they just forgot how to play defense. They just let 3 straight layups for I guess not 3, but 4 straight layups for 8 points go, and just they all of a sudden it's a 1 point or not 1 possession game, 2 possession game. Sorry. Yeah, I was having a heart attack standing in front of the TV, pacing.
Were you pacing?
Yeah, I was pacing. I couldn't stand it. I was like, I can't believe like they're back. They're gonna close this game out, and I'm gonna have to sweat this game out. It's really weird how these these two teams matched up with each other like these last couple games. It's like this being the one close game, and I guess
Game
Game
6 was
6
close.
was close the whole time. Yeah, Game 6 was close the whole time. But I guess as a Celtics fan, I knew they weren't gonna win Game 6. I could tell how they were playing. No, not before, not before.
Oh, okay.
During the game, sorry.
I was gonna say.
third quarter, I knew.
Okay.
I was like, they're not coming back because
Mhm.
it was all the right
Is it
makings.
the energy?
Yeah, it was all the right makings for every time they blew a game. They always played the same way.
Mhm.
And what I'm worried about is even in Game 7, it's just a lot of standing around from the Celtics offense. It's like, all right, let Jaylen Brown do his thing, but if he messes up, I'll be in my spot over here. You know where to look for me. It's like there's never any movement. There's never any coherency. It's almost like they kind of went back to where it's like, you take this shot, I take this shot,
Mhm.
with each possession.
Well, it's not like they've made it to this point because of like their potent offense.
Yeah, it's been the defense, but when you're going against a team like Golden State, it's that offense. I mean, the defense has to convert to points because it's not going to be like Miami where they miss 8 shots, 9 shots in a row.
And the other thing, if you have a game like Game 7 where you start to give up that momentum, it's going to change a lot.
The Warriors
quicker.
will take it right back.
Yeah, and it'll be over in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
they'll just run you up and down the floor, and they'll hit every shot, and before you know it, you're down by 10.
Yeah, like the fact that in halftime they were down by I think 8. It was nuts. They were missing everything, and our defense was destroying them. They couldn't hit a shot for the first quarter and a half, and all of a sudden, the foul shots and the just the bad offensive possessions led them right back to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's over with. I'm glad I do not have this feels like, and I know there's gonna be a player on Golden State that gets all the it's probably gonna be Curry just getting all the fouls, and I'm gonna lose my mind again. But playing Giannis and then Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler back to back
Lowry
was exhausting. Lowry was the worst.
He really is exhausting.
He sucks to watch to play
perfect
against.
word for it.
He
does.
sucks to play against. And the worst part about him is because he gets all the tacky calls. He flops all over the place. He literally is getting charges where he's the one moving and initiating the contact.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting the charge call. But then it's like every time they needed a 3, there's Kyle Lowry making the 3.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, just randomly.
Instantly, Kyle Lowry went from literally being the biggest negative on the floor to a real contributor again.
So I don't know how he just finds that within him to just carry this team when it needs to be, but not carry, but hit the shots when he needs to hit the shots. And I'm just glad. I'm tired of playing them. 7 games is way once you play a team 7 times, you're by the end of it, as a fan,
back to back too.
You want to get
the Bucks
them out
and the
of
Heat.
here.
7 games is tough.
It really
Are
is.
you worried about fatigue?
I've been worried about fatigue, and Robert Williams was a 0 this
Mm-hmm.
game. He was about 50% of what he normally is. It got to the point where I'm listening to Bill Simmons, and he's telling him to put in Tice over Robert Williams. It was bad, and he didn't put the thing with Robert Williams is these knees have been bothering him this whole time. So playing the back-to-backs or not every other days have not helped him whatsoever. But he just kind of gives up whenever he's hurt. It's like, oh, my knees are hurt. I'm just done.
Oh, I mean,
No, I get it. I'm not
criticizing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But you see other players, I feel like
do you
I
think
feel like
he's giving up, or do you think he physically can't move?
That's a good. I don't know. That's a good question.
There's a difference.
I don't know. That's maybe why the criticism, because I'm not sure what the issue is. I'm not sure if he physically can't play or if he's just feeling a little sore and doesn't want to injure it again. So
what do they say? There's a difference between pain and injury.
Yeah.
You can play through pain.
Yeah.
You can't play through an injury.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's pain or an injury because he didn't look like he wanted to box out anybody. He didn't look like he still had I don't know if he had a block or not. But I can check that soon. it needs to. He's gonna be needed again, of course, especially because the Warriors like to play small. So having him and Al out there, if they're both 100%, would be amazing for the Celtics defense. The issue, I'm glad they're not playing until Thursday. They need they need a day they can all sleep. I feel like they haven't slept in
the schedule
weeks.
is better for you during the finals. Like there's more 2-day rest periods.
Oh, is
I
there?
think than there are back-to-backs, yeah. Which I think is pretty typical for the finals.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
it's
to look
going
it
to
up.
take like 3 weeks to play this series if it goes the distance.
Okay, good. Yeah, the only 2-day jumps are from game 3 to 4. And then I think that's it. Maybe 6 to 7. No, that's it. The only 2-day rest days are 3 to 4. That's great. I didn't know that. That gives us. It's funny. It gives us more time as podcasters to mellow up some stupid stories that don't actually exist.
That's true.
And speculate on stuff that we don't have to speculate on, which I kind of liked about having the back-to-backs. It's like, all right, you take a day off and then it's another day basketball. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm not focused on basketball 24. Like it's like I come home from work and it's like, all right, basketball, sitting in. And the past, I guess what it's been like a day. It's like, all right, Monday it was like, all right, I got nothing to do. Nothing to do tonight.
Is it not all that you think about still?
Oh, it is. I always think about. I've been watching videos on how they match up. I'm getting myself excited. I kind of like how they match up. That's why I'm getting myself excited.
Why?
So they've had the best record against Steve Kerr since Steve Kerr's been in the Warriors. Just the Celtics in general has had the best record since the Warriors, quote unquote, dynasty has started. I like how Marcus Smart matches up with Curry if he's 100% and stays in front of him and, does all his Marcus Smart things. I like how everyone can switch, and I think we're going to have to be the team that exposes Draymond Green on the offensive side.
Okay.
My question is, never mind. I had my question answered. I was wondering why the Warriors had home court because they're a lower seed, but it's because they had more wins. Yeah, they had more wins. So that makes sense.
That's a bummer.
It is, but is it
not having home court? Yeah, I think so.
It is a bummer, but the Celtics have lost they won 3 games in Miami this last series. They lost 2 in Boston. So
I think Golden State's tougher to win in.
If this was,
and you have the time difference.
The time difference is big. That's massive. I do think the Warriors have a great home court, but I don't think it's as good as it was back in the old arena.
Yeah, probably not.
So I think I still think the Celtics, you're right, have a better home court advantage than the Warriors do. So you're right, it would be a tough loss, and you just want to have the Game 7 at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that is also a tough loss. I get Tatum with the first ever Larry Bird Finals MVP, Conference Finals MVP.
Forgot about that.
I don't know why they had to add that. Like, it does.
The Celtics were in it this year.
All right. Well, they added they added the Magic Johnson one too, and the Lakers weren't in it. Come on.
Okay.
They can't just because they added the Magic Johnson one for the West, and then now the Larry Bird one for the East. So, my question is LeBron better than Jordan if he has 9 Larry Bird trophies in his cabinet right now? I want to. I know, like
next on First Take.
Yes, next. Skip and Shannon talk about.
Did you see this stat? This is off topic, but it was Skip and Shannon, and it was like 70% of the conversations they have
is
like
about
LeBron
James.
comes up in some way. Love that.
He's always tweeting about Bron, Skip.
I know.
Even though he hasn't been in the playoffs in months.
It's so funny.
It really is hilarious.
It'll just be like any good thing that anyone else does, and it'll be like, LeBron could never.
Yes. How does this? It's like that joke. It's like, how does this reflect on LeBron James' legacy? It's like, no matter what happens.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's not a joke for him.
And speaking of not a joke for him, I'm pretty sure this week it was probably like, is Jimmy Butler a better Heat than
Yeah.
LeBron James was. It's like, Jesus. Which, all credit to Jimmy Butler. He really put on the LeBron pants there and just took this team to new heights. Yeah. So it's funny because you look at the bubble and it's like the Heat went to the finals. Everyone's like, oh, bubble fluke, crap like that. And then they almost do it again. Like they're 1 3-pointer away from doing it again. And I think it's time to, everyone's always talking about, is Jimmy Butler a superstar? I think the conversation's over. I think he has to be considered.
At least in the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, at least in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler has to be considered one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think he just has that mentality, like, I'm not going to let this team lose. I'm just going to do whatever I can to make sure this team wins. So, heart of the champion there. It was fun playing them. Glad it's over. And
they
I'm
need
ready
something.
For they do need something. Look, you can look at they have those posts and it's like, oh, this is all of the draft positions of all the Heat guys, and it's like undrafted, 28th pick, 30th pick, undrafted, crap like that. Eventually that catches up to you. Eventually, when the team with 2 top 3 lottery picks comes to town, you're gonna lose. And I wish, we were talking about it earlier, trading for a star and crap like that. And they were building this team the right way. It's just eventually you do need that key piece around. Like you need the 2 pieces so everyone floats around,
Right, yeah.
And I think they thought they were getting that with Lowry, and he just lost his legs.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's a rough contract when you look at it.
It is.
They
bad.
just paid him $85 million. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough.
Oh, maybe we'll figure it out.
So
why not?
People are gonna care about your opinion more than mine for the finals because I'm a homer. So what do you think's gonna go down? How do you think it goes?
I feel like it has to go 7 just because I want it to. Because I
don't think I
these
could
2
take
teams.
another 7.
I know. I think if it goes 7, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Warriors lose in 7. I think they would have to go like that.
I honestly think fatigue does play a big part in that too.
It's fatigue and it's
they've
experience.
played these 2 series that have been so grueling that can be trouble.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about Al Horford looked rough the last couple games because he's getting worn down. Like he hasn't had to play with this much intensity back to back 2 series.
His first finals too.
I'm so happy for Al. He really and like everyone on the team they all talk about how he was this leader when they came in the league, and he was talking about how they watch him grow. And even if you don't like I get if you don't like the Celtics as a whole, but this team is, I think, very likable. They're all grew up together. Everyone was slandering them to trade them, and split them up. I just think it's a likable. I mean, of course, I think it's.
Were you on that? Did you want to split them up?
I'm trying to think about like what my official take was, and I don't remember because I remember I was like, if we split them up, one of them's gonna be good somewhere else, and that was always gonna be an issue with no matter what you get back. Sometimes the grass isn't always greener, and that's kind of I think where I was, but I don't remember my official opinion.
I can't remember exactly, but I remember having the conversation.
Yes, we definitely have had.
There might have been an episode or 2 where you were like, I feel like they just have to.
That's what it felt like though. Like halfway, like when you look at this team, they were in 11th place at the beginning of the year. In January 2020, they were in 11th place in the East. To have this type of turnaround is historic already.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
Yeah. So even if you do look back and you see me saying let's split them up, you gotta give me some credit. I mean, you gotta give me some slack here. Like they were in 11th place. They were awful. I watched them miss 43s in person. It was awful. So it's just crazy this turnaround. It's funny when you look at it. They've been sticking with this roster for years now, and I think that's that's one of the points I had was like, look, eventually it's just you got to admit that it's not going to work. And they finally got the right backup point guard and finally put Marcus as the point guard role to make them this contender now. So I mean, I absolutely adore this team. There's nothing, and I'm never going to slander this team ever again. This team, like alone, this team.
Right.
But I'm nervous. Nervous for Curry.
Yeah. What's your prediction then?
I want to go Celtics finish it in 6. They finish it at home. It's man. I think this is going to be a tough team. Well, of course it's going to be a tough team, but the main thing that I'm worried about is experience.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that stat? It's like combined games in the playoffs, Warriors team, or combined games in the finals. Warriors team is like 120 some, 130, and then the Celtics is just 0. Anyone in the finals, 0.
But like the other way to look at that is like in every sport, at some point the dynasty, like there's a passing of the torch. Not to say that like if the Celtics win, they become the next dynasty, but there's always a point where like that team gets beat by somebody, and it hasn't really happened I guess it happened against the Raptors, but like
But everyone got injured.
Clay was out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even count that because now they're back. So I think that they could still have like the dynasty could still continue, but at some point it has to end.
I agree.
No chance here.
Yeah, there's a chance here. People were saying me, they're like, oh, like if you guys lose, at least it's like, oh, we lost to the Warriors. Like you can't be that mad. I'm gonna be pissed. Like now we're here, and what I've loved to see since we won the Eastern Conference is like the first thing the coach said when he went in the locker room. Actually, this was a hilarious video. He walks in and he's like, all right, can we not do the water bottle thing? Jason Tatum just goes, F that, and just everyone's tossing waters on him and stuff. And then he's like, all right, let's settle back in, pack it up, and we're not here to win the Eastern Conference. We're here to win the finals. So this team is hungry. This team's ready. I hope Jalen and Taysom are ready. They need to, if we're gonna win the series, it has to be on the step of Jason Tatum becoming a playmaker, not just not just a scorer. And when the best games is when he gets the players involved, and he was passing really well in Game 7. He had 6 assists, and his passes were just going all over the place and doing really well. And you can't have Marcus Smart leading the game in shots. He did it in Game 6. That can't happen.
I don't even know how that does happen.
It's because they were defending Tatum so well at the end. It seems like at the end of these big games, Jalen and Jason just can't get their shots on, and teams are like, look, if they can't run it through anyone else, then we're just going to double team them. I think with the Celtics being so much bigger than the Warriors are size-wise, that it's going to be hard for them to try to double Jalen or Jason. Mm-hmm. So I think that's an advantage.
Yeah,
advantage
it
us.
Definitely will be.
And I don't think
they've never been a good defensive team.
No, and they haven't been a good perimeter defensive team. They haven't. Their inside guys are not going to be even close to the same height as or Herford and.
I'm curious as to what kind of lineups they're going to run.
I think it's going to be a lot of Bielitsa.
Yeah.
For the Warriors, I don't know. Like, it's funny. Looney has been this offensive rebound machine, and I feel like the Celtics don't rebound very well. So I'm kind of worried about. And Looney's not.
That's a rough guy to be worried about.
Yeah, Looney. Yeah, I know.
Come on.
But it's gonna be one of those guys that it's either gonna be Looney or Wiggins that just is gonna kill us. I know one of them is, and we just got to make sure that we could, if one of them kills us, we can try to slow down either Clay or Curry.
Right.
And the last thing I was worried about is Game 5. Clay kind of looked like himself again. Like he really did, and that is gonna be something because we were facing Strus and.
I feel like in elimination games, Clay is always gonna show up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
like they weren't on the brink, but they had a chance to end it, and like that's where he shows up.
That's where the experience comes in. Where like this team's
Mm-hmm.
been there. This team knows how it's done to be in these grueling conference finals and second rounds before. They've done it all. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they also, another big thing is they know what it's like to lose too, and they're not going to want to do that again.
And it's been a little bit since they won, and it's been a little bit since they've won without Durant too.
Yeah,
So, like there's definitely some fire under them. Like let's prove that this was a dynasty before Durant got here.
I agree. I absolutely love that Kyrie and Kevin Durant's former teammates are now facing in the finals. It's such, well, like we talked about earlier about like the trading for the big stars and trying to be the big stars. It's such an FU to the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you guys want to go leave a winning situation that you could have had and go and form your own super team? All right, F you guys. You guys are going to get swept by that former team.
I do like that.
Yeah, I think it's a fun finals for everybody. There's not like, cause you have you have so many storylines. Like if the Celtics win, it's the first chip for young Jason Tatum's career and Jaylen Brown. And then if the Warriors win, it's the continuation of this dynasty that we've seen, and it also cements Steph in a higher tier than he was before, just because he never had that solo finals and getting the MVP, because he would get it if they win. I'm guessing, unless Wiggins just f's around and gets Finals MVP.
Wasn't it Iguodala the first time they won? That won MVP?
It was.
It's ridiculous. Regarding LeBron.
Yeah, it's funny.
LeBron was getting like 35.
Yeah, 35 points. 35 points a game. It's like, oh, we got the LeBron. That was always PJ Tucker last year for the Bucks. It's like, oh, PJ Tucker's our Kevin Durant stopper. Yeah, because Kevin Durant's getting 40 a game.
What are you talking about?
That's the thing that scares me too, is the way Tatum can just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum is just, he can disappear, and he doesn't have the fouls that everyone else gets. Jimmy Butler, and I don't know if it's, I don't want to be biased because, I'm always going to blame the refs, but the way, I feel like he doesn't get the same calls the way Jimmy Butler does or Giannis does. And I think it's because he's not aggressive enough. He doesn't drive straight to the basket. He doesn't cut. He just, like I said earlier, he just kind of stands around and waits for his spot, and then waits for the right defender so he can do the exact move that he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And this Warriors team's not going to let him. This Warriors team's too fast. It's too... they're getting Gary Payton back, so that's going to be troublesome for Jaylen Brown.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Mitten's back.
Mitten. Yeah, aren't they getting another Otto Porter, I think?
Yeah, I think Otto Porter's back too. I mean, I'm not too worried about Otto Porter. I know he's had some big games before, but I'm not too worried about him. It's going to rely on if Tatum can stay in these fourth quarters and be alive in these fourth quarters. Mm-hmm. If he's putting up 2 shots in these fourth quarters, we're not going to win a game. Because
is he still ailing, like the shoulder thing?
I doubt it. It looked like some of his shots were still like front rimming, but I don't know if that's because he's tired or if it's a shoulder. Mm-hmm. Hopefully this rest just heals up everyone to try to be as close to 100%.
Yeah, that's what you need. Wait, when is game 1? Thursday?
Thursday. So it's great. Friday pod. It's right talking about the first game.
Right. Overreaction.
Yeah. Oh, big over. I think Celtics are losing game 1. That's my prediction.
Yeah. I'd be pretty.
They haven't won a game 1 since the Brooklyn series, and Golden State's had just so much more rest. So I think they're losing it. What I don't like is I'm looking at the final schedule right now. Only game 2, and if there's a game 7, would be at 8:00. Everything else is 9. And I know it's because the West, but it's like you're really doing us East boys a detriment. The game's gonna be over by midnight.
Wait, so games 2 and 7 aren't at 9?
Yeah, they're at 8.
Everything else is at 9. But those are both games on the West Coast.
I know. All 3 of the Boston games are at 9 p.m.
9 is so late.
That's also, think about Yeah, that's ridiculous. Especially to be like, what if you went to the game? You're not getting out by till like midnight, and then you have to leave. You're not home till like
Brutal.
1 p.m. 1 a.m. Yeah, that is brutal.
Wonder what ticket prices are looking like. Always
I want to
curious
know.
about that.
I'll check it out right now. I'll check out Oh, there's not a thing right on ESPN or right on Google. All right. Sorry, I'm typing in right now. Let's see what the first finals ticket would be on Ticketmaster. The cheapest one.
On SeatGeek, it's 750.
Damn.
In Golden State. In Boston, it's 900.
Damn. Holy
And I think that's
crap.
before fees too.
Oh yeah, it's always before fees. Yeah, lowest for and on Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster 596. So what did you say? 650?
750.
Damn. So you get them way
Ticketmaster
cheaper.
has worse fees though.
They do have worse fees. I want to see what courtside is.
40 grand.
I know. These are just they're not even available. I can't even check them out.
Yeah. I don't think you can just hop on a website and buy those. I think you have to know somebody.
That's why I will always sit courtside and leave 2 hours early for my South Carolina games. It will be because I'll never get a courtside anywhere else.
Yep.
So.
True.
All right. That's that does it for the preview. That's all I got. I'm excited. I think we match up a little bit well. I think we're gonna make it a series. This is not gonna be. A lot of people are thinking like, "Oh, Warriors gonna roll them." I think it's gonna be close.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. Of course, I hope not.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. What do you? Any final thoughts till we move on?
I'm just looking at the props right now.
Oh yeah. Props. If you wanna,
any player to score 50 plus in a game is plus 1100.
50 plus.
50.
Have you seen it? We haven't seen a 50 bomb in a while. I feel like
It's been a while.
It's due, and
Yeah.
That's also like that could be scary because that 50 bomb. I think the only option would be from Curry. I don't like. I would love to see Tatum get a 50 bomb. I just don't see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
The way he's been playing, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see what was it? Game X plus series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you like Boston, Golden State winning game 1 and Boston to win the series plus 350. That's pretty good. It's pretty good right there.
I think those are your best. That's your best odds.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Chris, if you're the guys if you're Vegas, not just the guys, if you're Vegas, are you having the Warriors be favorited by this much?
What is it, minus 150?
Yeah, I think it's minus 150. Plus 330.
I don't think that's crazy.
I don't think it is either.
I think that's pretty fair.
I think it's fair as
Minus
well.
150 and
I
plus
think
130.
anything less, I think that's the issue. Is anything less, all the money would be on the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what Vegas is trying to avoid.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for the finals. You ready to get to the top 5 for the week?
I am ready.
All right. Well, since we missed top 5 Tuesdays so much, we're doing top 5 things we miss. And Chris, take it away. You go first.
Really, me?
Yeah, I'm giving it to you.
Do you think we have the same number 1?
We're in the final. Oh, now that I think about it, we might do. We might have the same number 1. Go ahead.
Harambe.
No, that's not. Damn it! I didn't even have him on the list. That's a great pick.
It had to be.
That's an.
I had him at number 2 at first, and I was like, I'm not gonna disrespect his legacy like that. He has to be number 1.
That's awesome. I can't believe I didn't put Harambe on here. No, I don't have the same number 1 as you. What a great pick. I mean, it was his anniversary, 6 years.
Very recently.
6 years, a couple days ago. I saw my buddy sent me a picture of. Let me see if I can still find it, of baby Harambe. Oh, I got sad. I got real sad. All right, my number 1. It's where it all started, Chris. The lunch table.
Oh, that's a good one.
I missed
Yeah.
the lunch table. That's where the wise guy started. Where all of the hot takes were flying.
Yep.
You just didn't know. You didn't know what was. You know, didn't know what we were gonna talk about at the lunch table.
I
you know?
think we had the most like stereotypical like what you'd expect from a bunch of guys at a lunch table.
Yeah. Yeah.
I talk about sports, a lot of yelling,
Yeah.
insults flying around,
Insults always. The bows.
some more than
Bows
others.
out.
Bows out in full force, knocking heads around.
Definitely. Remember, and just all sorts of shenanigans. We send a teachergram to our favorite teacher, Mr. DeMay, from
We had
all of
assigned
us.
seats at one point.
Yes, we did have assigned seats at one point.
It did stand the test of time.
It just
Where
it was just a classic lunch table.
classic.
It was just a classic lunch table, and hate to see it go. We're never gonna get, like, you think about it, we're never gonna get one of those things again.
You'll never have anything like that again.
No, not from like, no, I just like never again. You're gonna get something like that.
That's sad.
Yeah, it really is. That's why we miss it.
My number 2, also something that we'll never have again unless you go to prison, which is recess.
That's a great one.
It's like it's been a while, obviously, but I
How
feel
could
like
you
we
not
should
miss?
still we should all have a time in our day where you just go outside and run around.
Yeah,
No matter how old you are.
you're right. Hey, look, the 60 minutes of play. You can't be advertising it and then not giving it to us. You know?
Yeah, seriously.
You're not gonna give us. You're not even gonna give us 20.
Take 15.
15. Just to run around, break a sweat, get some energy out. That's why high schools have like weight training classes and gym classes. It's like the people who want to run around for a little bit, they can do it and they can sign up. Yeah. But you're right. It's just not the same when everyone's there. And it's not the same, like, if I can't get 5 minutes on the bench, there's just nothing I really care about. I'll just be a wild child, you know? I can't, if I'm not going to waste some of my recess, I can do whatever I want. All right. Number 2, I have Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Okay. I was never huge into it. So.
Just having the build up to the last season and then being kind of trash really really put it on the list for me. I was thinking about it the other day, and when I came up with the list, because that's why I came up with the list, actually. I was like, man, I really miss, like, when everyone was like, oh, Game of Thrones, because I love that show. Shame how it ended.
I was thinking about putting something on there, like missing watching a show for the first time.
Yeah.
A show like Seinfeld that I've seen so many times now, but like watching all the episodes for the first time, that's something that I miss.
Yeah, that is something I miss.
I guess.
But it's funny because with a show like Seinfeld, I was thinking of it. I mean, it's funny. It's funny the 20th time. It's all the same.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. But you're
I
right.
could watch the same episode every day for a month, I think, and it would.
I'd still crack at the jokes. Yeah. The things about when you, like, the first time seeing it, it's like, that's like when it's like a story one where it's like, man, like the shock surprised me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's true.
That's always a good one though. Yeah, you're up.
All right, my number 3 is the dab.
Dab.
I mean, what a
dab never went away, baby. Dab never went away.
No, it did though. Cause now it's like ironic, but before it was like actually fun.
Yeah, that's true.
You do something cool, you'd hit a dab, and it would be even more cool.
That's true.
Now you do it, and it's just like, oh, all right, like.
I don't think this could be on your list, so I'll add it on there. The water bottle flips. You put it on there. That's another thing with the dab. It's like you do something cool and then you flip a water bottle and it lands. It's like you're a legend. You're an absolute legend. Sometimes people would even hit the water bottle and then hit the dab.
Mm-hmm.
That was like peak. That's when we peaked as society.
That was peak. Yeah. That probably happened at the lunch table.
Oh, definitely happened at the lunch table. Dabs were flying at the lunch table. All right. This one, value pick at number 3. Not having to pay for things.
Yeah, that's true.
I
think we had that on the things we miss.
About being a child. Yeah, that might have been that. But
and it comes up every once in a while too, because it was things that we hate.
Yeah, having to pay.
Things was
Look, we just don't like paying for things, right?
Like
let's just. I think that's a common ground throughout all of America. Is that no one likes paying for things. Yeah.
Unless you're like super, super rich.
Yeah, like, oh, I don't mind paying for things.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
yeah, shut up. Shut up.
I will never hit that point in my life, I don't think, where I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll throw some money down the toilet.
Just burn it up. Just burn it up.
I hate wasting money.
Yeah.
It actually like felt good to work because I was like, I know I'm making money now.
Oh yeah. Once I
After
started
so
work,
long
I was
without
like,
working.
yeah. I was like, finally, I'm gonna have some spending money.
Yeah, seriously. My number 4 is Blockbuster. Not that it was more convenient or anything, but just like going to the store and looking at all the movies and then picking one out was way more fun than scrolling Netflix.
Oh yeah, because you get to actually see it. Like this Netflix, it's like you just zoom through it and just like look at whatever. This you get to hold it. You get to look at it. You get to see who's in it.
And it's like an event. Like we're going to Blockbuster tonight.
And it's like we're going to Blockbuster. What do you want to watch tonight? Like we're getting you a movie. It's like all right, sweet. What are we watching tonight? And it's that was always a big high pressure situation. It's like, oh, I gotta pick a good movie now. Like it's gotta be good. That's a good one.
Got ran out of town.
Yeah, it
very
did
quickly.
It did. Once Netflix was online, it's over. It's over.
Yep. Didn't they like Netflix tried to like made Blockbuster an offer or something? They turned it down.
I don't know, but it sounds like a Blockbuster thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know. That I might.
Oh wait, I'm looking at it right now. Had a chance to buy Netflix for $50 million and said
yeah, okay, that's what it
nothing.
Was. Yeah.
Damn. So they could have had it all, the store and online. Could have had it all. Oh well.
That game over.
Yep, it would have been game over. All right. I miss Tom Brady on the Pats. Number 4.
Good call.
Surprised it's not. I'm surprised I didn't have it higher, but I don't know. I didn't want to make the whole list.
The testament to the lunch table.
Yeah, it is, and to everything else on the list. Maybe not Game of Thrones, but that's all right. Maybe I could have switched the two. Anyways, he just. I mean, what can I say? Tom Brady and the Pats. I just want him on. You know, I was gonna say like a whole thing, but I was like, nah. I just want him on my team so I could win Super Bowls.
True.
Yeah. And it also felt like when he was on your team, like all the weird Belichick moves didn't matter. Now they all matter. And it's getting scary.
It's definitely uncharted territory for you guys.
Yeah. I'm worried.
He was the Rock.
I'm worried about the team. I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried about the direction of where we're going.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Based on the conversations we've had this offseason.
Yeah. So let's we'll have plenty of time to talk about that though. So
yes.
Let's get to that later. All right. You're number 5.
Struggling to pick one because I have like 3. All right, I'll go with the one I have on there. Childhood birthday parties. Specifically mine. Because I would have the best birthday party. I would just have like 8 guys over and we'd go play football for like 3 hours and then we'd come back and eat cake.
That sounds pretty fire.
It was so much fun. And I get gifts.
Yeah, that sounds fire. The best is when you'd go to another birthday party and you get a goodie bag. You'd be like, I don't know why I'm getting a gift, but sweet.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting a couple pencils, a nice
party
eraser.
favors.
Yeah.
Don't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Like
I don't think we ever did. No, we did. We did do goodie bags.
You do they get like a little bouncy ball, a little squish thing. It's like, that's fine. A little sticky man that goes on your ceiling. Like, great.
Classic.
All right. My last one is just team sports. Like I'm not on a rec sport. I guess I could try to.
Yeah, true.
But as of right now, I miss team sports. Just being on a team, you know, having the boys have your back.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be an honorable mention, but
I think the only options left for us are what? Adult leagues. We got
adult leagues and intramurals.
Yeah, intramurals at school. That's
I'll play an adult league, so
I'm gonna play an adult basketball league at some point. I'll be there. All right, honorable mentions.
The Wii.
The Wii, it's a good
Specifically Wii Sports.
Yeah, the Wii was fire.
I really missed that.
I remember Wii Sports bowling. I didn't put the thing on. I was like, whatever. Douche. Do it right.
I heard
at the TV.
very recently.
Right at the TV.
One of my buddies broke a TV doing exactly that.
Oh my god! I didn't break the TV. Those old TVs, they never broke, so I didn't break it.
They never broke.
but I just douche right at it. And I was like, oh, looks like it's time to wear the band the rest of my life.
Yep. I always wore the band. I was a good boy.
You got to be safe.
What else did I have? Gary Williams as the coach of Maryland basketball. Nice. That a lot.
Nice.
I didn't really get to fully experience the Gary era, so I went back. Playoff baseball, another one that I haven't seen since I was 10 years old. That's pretty depressing.
Damn.
And then going off the team sports one, I miss tournaments.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like going
So you're
to
there all day.
Sports at the beach or like Hershey Park or whatever. Stay the weekend, play a bunch of games.
Mm-hmm.
It was my team. We lose a lot, but
it was always fun because you could just like, for me, it was all just East Coast stuff. So I just went all over the East Coast. It was like you get to see all these places, let me see. And like normally for me, you just see the inside of a water polo pool, but everywhere else, like you still get to see, you go out to dinner, you go to try different things.
Right, yeah.
It was always a fun little vacation for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I do miss tournaments. Just miss playing, miss a fan of
I'm just the thrill of the competition.
Thrill of the game, All right. Is that all your honorable mentions?
Yep, that's all.
All right. The only one I have, and I think I should have put it on the list, the bubble. I miss the bubble.
Why?
Because it just all like the stories that came from the bubble. It's like all the players were living with each other. Rachel Nichols was getting piped by Jimmy Butler. Like it was really it was a real just weird time to be alive. And I guess
it was.
I guess maybe I don't miss that whole COVID era, but the bubble itself was fun. All the players were it's like, oh, you hear what LeBron did in the bubble? You hear that Dwight Howard was the only one at only one dancing at a DJ thing. He had no. It's like it's all those stories that came out from it. That's what.
Yeah, that's fair. There are definitely parts of like at the lockdown as a whole that I miss.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I agree. And
wouldn't trade positions.
The other thing about the bubble was I felt like they were just competing out there. Like there was no fans to distract them. They were just hard. Like they were in the YMCA gym. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's true.
That's all I got. All right. College corner. You had one.
Cross champs.
I saw.
Season. Perfect season. So good for the boys.
So my boss, shout out if he's listening. He is subscribed. I know that. Tyler Walker. He was like, I've watched lacrosse a long time. He's big lacrosse. He's a coach for his high school, for one of the high schools. And he's like, if Maryland wins this, they'll be the greatest team of all time. Lacrosse.
They are.
Couldn't agree more. Chris's expert analysis. Couldn't agree more. Did you watch the national championship?
Yes.
All right. I'm just gonna just for the integrity of the pod, I'm just gonna go. All right.
I like lacrosse a lot.
Yeah, Natty Champs,
actually,
baby.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, Natty Champs. So, it kind of sucks that the lacrosse Natty Championship is after you guys are gone.
I know.
You can't celebrate.
It should be in Annapolis. I saw somebody tweet that they should have put it at like Navy Stadium. It was at Yale.
Yeah, but okay, it's the college national. It's not the Maryland lacrosse tournament.
Right, but like that's where like lacrosse is big. It's big in Maryland, so put it.
Yeah, that's fair. It should. I went to the Final Four when it was in Philly. I don't remember. I was too young to remember any who won or anything. But yeah, I think lacrosse is fun. I like it. Funny story, not a college corner, but funny story. I was watching after. I don't know if it was after Celtics. It probably not, because Celtics games normally I'm just out of energy. My dad and I were looking for something to watch, and the NLL was on, which is indoor lacrosse. It's basically just hockey in no ice. They're like these guys are wailing on each other, and look up right now an NLL goalie, and just look at what the pads are wearing. They're wearing these guys are like these guys how are they walking?
Blown up.
How are they they look like those sumo suits that you blow up and they become like a balloon on the inside. Like, how are you supposed to play lacrosse like this?
I don't know. This looks like the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
It was really weird. But I gotta say, they had the San Diego Seals, which was the team I was watching. They did lose, but look up the logo for the San Diego Seals. It's fire.
These are some good shots here.
Oh, it just came up with a bunch of seals. I just Googled it and it just came up with a bunch of like sea lions. Yeah, but the San Diego Seals, those are that's a cool name. I was thinking like seals haven't been used for like a major sports ever, it feels like. It's cool. It's a cool name. It feels like it's being wasted.
Is there Golden Seals? Yeah, the California Golden Seals was a hockey team.
Oh, really?
For 9 years.
I want to see what their logo is compared to this one. Their logo sucks. Holy crap. No, this team was a team for 9 years. Yes. And their mascot's a shark. They eat seals.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's awful. That's absolutely terrible.
In the 60s, just give them a pass.
Dude, it looks like a third grader drew this logo. Like, what the hell? It looks like it looks like someone tried to draw a fish. That's awful. All right. Well, that does it for your Seals history in professional sports.
Yep.
I think that does it for the pod.
Anywho.
You have anything final thoughts?
Got nothing. Baseball actually hosting regional, so.
Oh, so for Maryland, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I forgot that was still going on because my team.
Yep, we're in everything right now.
Nice. Right when it matters. Right when no one's in school.
Whatever.
All right. Well, hope you guys all enjoyed. Glad to be back on a Tuesday. See you guys Friday. Go Celtics.